Welcome to Film Feast.
We're two sister grill masters, watch a movie, yap about it, and then make two recipes inspired by it. Today's episode, we're talking all about the 1987 classic, Dirty Dancing.
One of our favorite movies of all time, and I know if someone watching, multiple people watching, their favorite movie of all time as well. If you haven't seen Dirty Dancing, a young girl goes to like a resort with her family, very like uptight family. There's a man there that teaches classes and they meet each other and that's how the movie goes.
There's like an abortion in it. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be a hit, but oh, was it ever?
Oh yeah. Again, doesn't sound very like interesting, but
the synopsis never does because there's more to a movie than what it's about. It's always about the cast, the chemistry, the soundtrack in this particular movie. The soundtrack almost outshines this movie.
I know it does. Yeah.
Almost. It
totally does.
Let's be real here. Almost.
I'm really excited for what I made for this one. I think you're really gonna like it, honey.
I cannot wait to see. I don't know if we've told you before. We have stopped telling each other what we make for this series. So I'm surprised every single time. Kiki's surprised every time. Honey, what did you make that is inspired by the movie Dirty Dancing?
Okay, so this was tricky because I feel like we could have taken this in a number of directions. To pick a favorite part of the movie too, a favorite character, but I had to go with a recipe inspired by Johnny Castle, which is...
thank goodness, because mine isn't. I was thinking that too. I'm always trying to be like, what's Kiki gonna do? And I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, so Johnny Castle is Patrick Swayze's character. Super hot, crazy for Swayze.
Crazy for Swayze, legs, arms. Okay, I can't get my legs up, but they're up.
Oh my good heavens, that man is fine. So his name is Johnny Castle in the movie, so I made a dish called Hoppin' John.
Cool.
Or Hoppin', what I'm calling Hoppin' Johnny Castle. So the dish...
Yeah, I like that better. Hoppin' Johnny Castle sounds like better.
Okay, so I didn't invent, the actual dish is called Hoppin' John.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, I thought that you were, okay, so you gotta give someone else credit then, because I was like, Kiki, she's the queen of the title.
No, so I don't even know how I learned about Hoppin' John. As Canadian girls, Hoppin' John isn't popular up here. It's a southern dish. It's from Charleston.
Cool.
The name comes apparently from a long time ago, an older gentleman with one leg was selling rice and peas on the streets.
Oh, I'm into this already.
Hoppin' John is made with black-eyed peas. It's traditionally a dish that is eaten on New Year's Eve.
Oh yes, the beans, the peas thing about luck.
Yeah, the black-eyed pea thing. So it's a dish that's very, very simple. Traditionally, it is not plant-based. There's sausage or bacon in it, but I had to veganize it because I myself have never had Hoppin' John and I wanted to try it. Although I feel like rice and pea dishes, like rice and beans, rice and peas, they're all variations of very similar things.
It's like, for some reason, I feel like that goes like across many different cultures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like, it's inexpensive. Both items are pantry staples. The peas, the rice.
It's a complete protein.
Yes, that too. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, so I wanted to make this dish using over a charcoal grill. So here's all my ingredients, the black-eyed peas. You've got a medley of peppers. It's very bright, colorful, flavorful ingredients.
Is that tomato sauce?
It's crushed tomatoes.
Ooh, okay, so instantly I'm into it. Anything that has like that tomatoey vibe.
Yes.
I feel instantly, I'm like, heck yes.
Yeah, and I love this tiny little grill.
I'm obsessed with that grill.
If you're not making something that requires a large grill, like this is a one-pot meal. It's perfect. You put the pot over the grill, you got yourself, and I feel like the charcoal does add some flavor. It wafts up.
It does. It totally does.
It hits the pan. So it starts off with some onions. It's got like a ton of garlic. This recipe, very, very flavorful. And I like using a variety of peppers for this. So I've got a poblano.
Love when you can find poblanos.
Me too.
Not spicy, super flavorful. Sometimes they vary.
Yes.
In the heat though, in the heat department.
So I feel like the addition of celery is what makes this more interesting. So it's not as typical mirepoix, which is carrots, celery, and onions. It's celery, peppers, and onions. So I feel like that in itself is going to give it like a little bit of a different flavor.
It does. It totally does.
Going in with some cluck and squeal, letting that cook off. While this thing is doing its thing, because it's essentially a stew that can be left alone.
You got some garlic there?
That's not garlic.
Is it some garlic
That's
there?
still garlic from my garden that I minced up.
In my mind, it's garlic. In your mind, it's garlic.
This is vegetable stock. And then we go in with the tomatoes. And then this is an ingredient that I am adding for that like umami flavor because we're not adding bacon and sausage. That is Marmite. It's a yeast paste.
Okay, I love that idea.
You
so
need
instead
something.
of the sausage and the, what else do you say? Sausage and what else?
Or bacon. Like you need a fat umami component to it. But since this is gonna be vegan, you need to have something like that.
I thought you were gonna go miso. What made you not go miso? Because if you know these videos, Kiki always goes miso. For some reason, there's always miso in every single recipe.
There is. I do love my miso.
She loves her miso. Her homemade miso.
Yeah, but I feel like for this recipe, Marmite just goes better.
Okay, I agree. I love Marmite, but I cannot handle the thickness of this. Even just that alone,
it's
give
so
me
easy.
a spoon and I'm going at her.
Well, and then I just added in some black kale, chopped black kale. Let it wilt down.
Superfood overload.
Okay, so while it's doing this thing, did you know that Billy Zane and Val Kilmer were considered for the role of what that Patrick Swayze got?
I did.
Hoppin' Billy?
No.
Like, no.
No, I'm sorry. This is like, you know how sometimes people, when you think of certain actors and like they are the roles that they played? I can't think of Billy Zane, unfortunately, other than the guy he played in Titanic.
Me too.
Not a fan of his. Not a fan.
So this was an extremely low budget movie. The director created this movie for $5 million, which sounds like a lot of money, but it's not. And they had quite a few troubles in creating the movie. There was like issues, like they said that the movie was cursed because of how many issues it had at the beginning of production. Like apparently in the resort that they were shooting at, there was a wasp nest and a bunch of wasps came out and got Jennifer Grey stung pretty bad.
Oh dear.
Multiple people were injured on the set. Multiple people had to get recast because of like fainting and at the beginning, they didn't think that this movie was going to be successful just based on how many issues that it had.
And you know why they also didn't think that it was going to be successful? Because they thought, because we're going back to 87. Doesn't seem like that long away, but it is. And back then, they were like, we're not interested in making a movie for girls by girls. So they were not interested. They're like, how's this going to do anything? We're talking, this is the Top Gun time period, okay? So the big blockbuster movies, look, I love Top Gun. But the big blockbuster movies were not like the rom-com type movies. So that's why they were like, this doesn't have a shot in heck.
And apparently they tried to get them to cut out the abortion part. And they were like, no, otherwise the movie has nothing.
I thought that was incredibly like that the writer or the director, I forget which girl said that she wanted to keep that in. Holy talk about integrity. To want to keep that in there and like push for such a hot, but even today it's a hot button issue. So back then, the fact that was in this movie, this looks absolutely spectacular. I would like to know, first of all, which rice did you use?
So you could use just plain white rice, you could use a brown rice. I happen to have a rice that was, it's like a medley, which I love those. It comes in a bag.
Like a wild rice medley?
It's not wild rice, it's brown rice, lentils, and quinoa, and something else, but it's all mixed up.
Ooh, holy fiber overload.
It's extremely fibrous.
Watch out.
I used that medley for this, and I love a saucy dish like this over rice. It's extremely satisfying. If you wanted to, it's not traditional to add hot sauce to this recipe, but I love hot sauce on everything. Shake a little hot sauce over the top.
Did you add mine on there?
I'm out of yours. Please make more.
I do got to make another batch.
Yeah. But it's very rich, it's flavorful, super satisfying. Hoppin' John, it's a hoppin' winner.
Okay, up top, I'm making it. I'm definitely making it.
Hoppin' Murdy.
Hoppin' Murdy sounds fantastic, I think.
Okay, honey, what did you make? I'm so excited to hear what you made for this one.
Okay, so I was inspired by the character Baby in this movie, and that's why I was feeling Kiki was gonna go Johnny Castle, so I'm like, I'm gonna go Baby on this one, okay?
How did you know? You always know what I'm gonna do.
I can just like sense it, and I'm like, Kate, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
All right.
Now, are you surprised that I didn't go for the sister? Because
yes,
he always thinks that I look and sound and dance like and sing like the sister.
Okay, did you know that
clumsy, klutzy, frizzy-haired sister? I'm like, you know what? If the shoe fits.
That sister, you know that song that she's singing that's so off key? She wrote that song.
Did she?
Yes.
Aww.
Yep, she did.
I love that scene.
I thought for sure you were gonna choose something based on her.
I thought that you would think that too.
Okay, so what did you make?
Recipe that I made that's inspired by the movie Dirty Dancing has quite possibly the longest recipe title I've ever heard.
What? Why?
And it's based on one of the most classic lines in cinematic history, I will say.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
She's got it.
I love this movie.
Okay, so the recipe is called Nobody Puts These Baby Burger Bites in the Corner. Okay, long title, small bites.
I love that.
Okay, they are literally little tiny burger sliders. I didn't really want to call them sliders because they're smaller than a traditional slider.
Cute.
And the bun is a baby potato, baby burgers, baby overload.
Ooh.
Okay, and I just have to
Super cute potatoes.
I was waiting for that. I'm a little late to the party on that. I was thinking it was going to happen instantly.
Okay, so you got the potato. I like that you're cooking the potatoes off to the side first.
Yes, okay, when you fire up a charcoal grill in particular, use your fuel, okay?
Yes.
Your fuel goes for a very, very long time if you have proper grill management with the airflow and everything. So I'm like, why am I gonna parboil these? I'm gonna cook them directly on the grill, off to the side like you saw, which is, you don't need to, if you do it that way, it's called indirect heat cooking. You don't need to worry about the potatoes burning, okay?
And if you went right to cooking them over direct to heat, they would just brown on the outside but be raw on the inside.
And you're saying brown when they would actually blacken.
They would.
Just like go burnt city.
Yeah, they would.
We're not going for burnt city.
No. So you are making little tiny patties.
Little tiny teaspoon-sized patties.
Cute.
Okay, are those not super cute? Come on.
Super cute patties.
And I think they go with super cute Jennifer Grey. How dare anybody think that they had to fight so hard to get Jennifer Grey on the movie? They wanted legendary Carrie Bradshaw, aka Sarah Jessica Parker.
No.
Love her, but absolutely not.
No, she doesn't have that like cutesy girl next door vibe.
They did want cutesy girl next door Winona Ryder.
Yes,
which
I could
at the time she was the it girl. I get that.
And I could see that. I could see her more than Sarah Jessica Parker.
Me too, but I love that they went with Jennifer Grey because she was more of an unknown at this point. And I feel like that sometimes helps these roles when you don't know the actor from the previous roles that they played. Like, Jennifer Grey is Baby is Jennifer Grey.
Yes, although Patrick Swayze was quite annoyed at her throughout the filming of the movie.
They both were irritated with each other.
Yeah, but it sounds like she was more annoying. I err on the side of crazy for Swayze. I'm sorry.
Me too. However, she was a tiny little girl compared to him. Can we talk about the age difference?
It's not that big. She was 27. He was 34. That's not that big of an age difference.
Oh, I thought she was younger.
Nope. I know. I thought she was younger too.
Okay, I literally thought she was like 17.
Nope. I know. And I'm like, so
she was 27?
Yeah, and she seems like immature. And so that's apparently why he was
Why?
annoyed.
Because she's just a cute, free-loving spirit, and he was like so serious about it. Like, I see both angles of where they were coming from.
But if you're shooting a movie, I can see he was like, you're wasting everybody's time by constantly like getting in silly moods.
Okay, but did you know that he was like legendary for showing up to set late? Yeah, so you can't be that serious if you're showing up late.
I take it back.
I know, I didn't like that. I'm still crazy for Swayze. I will be until the day I die, but I didn't like hearing that. I hate people that are late. Not a fan of that.
What sauce did you just make? I missed it.
Okay, so this is basically your traditional burger recipe. There's no filler in the burger. There's just seasoning on the outside. On the outside, I use Cluck and Squeal, but I wanted to make my own burger sauce. Kiki and I have been having an absolute moment with horseradish.
Oh, yes.
The stronger, the better.
I never get sick of that.
Me neither. Absolutely me neither. So I wanted to do a horseradish mayo with the addition of Four Fathers jalapeno hot sauce. So not too hot, not too spicy, but just a nice little kick. The flavors were off the charts.
Okay, pause for a hot second. Baby smash burgers. What?
I'm sorry? Does it get cuter or better than that?
No, it doesn't.
You haven't lived unless you've smashed a baby smash burger, okay?
That looked fun.
It was very fun. And I also made them cheeseburgers, and I was interested to see what it would look like doubled up.
Yeah, cute. I
doubled it up. It was very hard to do. I'm not going to lie. It was extremely finicky.
And I don't know how you're going to get that in your mouth. That's okay. Because it's cute, but I mean, how are you going to eat? How is one going to eat that?
I was worried about that too.
Yeah,
you know I make a mess out of eating an apple, so I'm not going to lie. I was a mess eating these too.
No, but I'm sorry. Those needs to be the like party appetizer of the summer.
I thought so too. Could you not picture eating those like poolside, eating those like around an outdoor patio party, sipping on something cold, eating something on a stick? I don't know why, but eating stuff on a stick is so summertime.
I was just gonna say dinner party, but A, who has those anymore? And B, we don't.
True.
And C, have me over and make me something like this that I can have, please.
You could easily make this vegan.
Yeah,
you
totally.
could easily make this vegan. Now, I will say my only issue with these tiny little baby burger bites, you can't get enough sauce on there because it's like so messy. Next time when I make these again, I rather do a dunker. Instead of sauce on the inside, it would be like, then you can get more sauce.
Well, why can't you dunk them in that sauce?
No, you can, but I'm saying, why did I waste time putting the sauce on there? It's just more messy, it's just more like finicky. I'm all about the sauce, dunker in.
Those look spectacular.
They were so good, they were so delicious, and I think we don't have kids, but I know the kids would love that.
You know what? I'm just gonna go one step further here.
Oh, here we go. Kiki's like, I'm just gonna level up.
No, just like stick with me. Chop the ingredients all up.
Like even the taters?
All of it.
Okay.
Toss it with the sauce. Potato salad. Burger potato salad. It's got all the components.
But
everything
that's
you put
way
on that
better,
skewer.
man. Why do you always need to do it? He's like what you did? I'm gonna dominate now and make it better. No, that's phenomenal.
The only reason why I'm saying
you can eat it with a spoon.
That's why I'm all about ease of eating and getting things into my mouth as quickly as possible. I know that those little things are too much, too finicky. If I want to eat dinner, I want to just...
Agreed. But sometimes I was like biting it and I'm like, okay, but I can't get the tomato, so it's like mismatched bite. So if you chop it up, that's why Chopped is having a moment.
Yes.
The Chopped sandwich, there's something to it. I will say that. So I think that idea is way better than what I did.
But it looks spectacular, honey.
But I do like things on a stick. So that's why I also was like wanting to do this because it was on a stick.
Yeah, stuff on a stick is good.
I would say this is definitely on most people's top 10 romantic movies of all time.
That just goes to show you, though, you never know what can happen in life. Everybody making the movie thought it was going to be like right to video. No one thought it was going to be a huge hit, and it was.
But did you know the iconic scene where their arms are in the air and he like puts his like, oh, that's like giving me goosebumps. I'm like, oh, it's crazy for Swayze. Okay, so when they're doing that part with her giggling is real.
I did know that.
That's a completely, the director was just like, just roll the cameras, just keep getting this. And that was him literally being like frustrated with her, like how he was in the movie being like, come on.
That is annoying.
I know, but she couldn't help it. She's tickled. Let me do it to you.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could make a dish inspired by Dirty Dancing, what would it be and why? Let us know in the comments below. If you have a movie in mind that you want us to make recipes from, let us know that as well.
And thank you to Silvana who wrote in and selected this movie. This one was on our list and I'm glad that she picked it.